नमस्कार फ्रेंड, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल इंग्लिश इजी विद खुशीराम यूट्यूब चैनल। आज हम विलियम वर्ड्सवर्थ से संबंधित कुछ पॉइंटों को डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं। वीडियो अगर आपको यूज़फुल रहे तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और लाइक करें और कमेंट करें कि किस तरीके की वीडियो आप चाहते हैं। तो स्टार्ट करते हैं ज़्यादा समय को बर्बाद ना करते हुए। रेजुलेशन एंड इंडिपेंडेंस 1802 वाज ओरिजिनली कॉल्ड, यानी कि रेजुलेशन एंड इंडिपेंडेंस जो कि 1802 में लिखी गई ये कविता है, इसका ओरिजिनली नेम क्या है? तो लीच गैदरर। दिस ओल्ड मैन आई मीट ए फ्यू 100 years यार्ड फ्रॉम माई कॉटेज एट टाउन ग्रासमेयर एंड द अकाउंट ऑफ हिम इज टेकन फ्रॉम हिज माउथ. दिस इज द रेफरेंस दैट वर्ड्सवर्थ गिव्स एंड इट रिजल्टेड इट इन ए पोएम. विच पोएम? यानी कि ये लाइनें किसी पोएम के बारे में कही गई हैं, उस पोएम का नाम बताना है। तो उस पोएम का नाम है रेजुलेशन एंड इंडिपेंडेंस. विच पोएम वाज रिटन आफ्टर द डेथ ऑफ लॉर्ड नेल्सन, कैरेक्टर ऑफ हैप्पी बैरियर. वर्ड्सवर्थ ब्रदर passed away by shipwreck. The word is too much is the poem published in 1806. The poem Mutability was published in 1821. Stern daughter of the voice of God. Where does this line appear? Ode to duty. Laodamia is a narrative poem. The sweetest things that ever grew. Besides the human door, where do these lines appear? To Lucy. If solitude or fear or pain or grief should be their portion, whom is Wordsworth referring to? Dorothy Wordsworth. Michael is a pastoral poem that presents the pathetic life of a shepherd. Michael. What is the name of his son? Luke. Nature never did betray. ये लाइनें कहाँ से ली गई हैं? टिंटन अवे से. Wordsworth mentions about Once and Chatterton in the poem Regulation and the Independence. Not without hope we suffer and we mourn. Where does this line appear? The Peel Castle. The poem Elegiac Stanza was suggested by a picture of Peel Castle in a storm painted by Sir George Beaumont. Milton, thou shouldest be living at our. This line appear in To Milton, या दूसरा इसका नाम है लंदन 1802. They soul was like a star and dwelt apart. Whose soul is Wordsworth referring here? Milton. The alternative title of Ruth is The Influence of a Nature. The language of a poetry is a selection of the real language of man in a state of vivid sensation. Whose opinion is this? Wordsworth. It may be safely affirmed that there neither is nor can be any essential difference between the language of prose and metrical composition. Whose comment is this? Wordsworth. Poetry Coleridge was the first to criticize Wordsworth's theory of poetic diction in Biographia Literaria. Wordsworth settled down with his sister Dorothy and Coleridge at Alfoxden, but for the last 50 years of his life lived first at a Dove cottage, Grasmere, and finally at Riddle Mount. What is the subtitle of Prelude? The growth of a poet's mind. The prelude is in 14th books. What is the complete title of the poem Immortality Ode? Ode, intimation of immortality from the recollection of early childhood 1803 to 6. अगर वीडियो पसंद आ रही है तो लाइक करेंगे, कमेंट करेंगे और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब जरूर करेंगे. In which poem Wordsworth calls a child best philosopher, mighty prophet, seer blessed, intimation of immortality. The complete title of the poem Tintanabe is composed a few miles above Tintanabe on revisiting the bank of the Way during a tour July 13, 1798. Wordsworth revisited the place in 1798. When did he visit Tintanabe first? तो 1793 में. I wander lonely as a cloud. Whose line is this? Wordsworth. 10,000 I saw at a glance. What did Wordsworth see at a glance? Daffodils. Proteus is a Greek sea god who can assume different shape. The other Greek sea god is Triton, who rises with his conch, which he blows in order to calm the waves. Where do these two gods appear in Wordsworth? The word is too much with us. The sea that wears her bosom to the moon. This line is in the word is too much with us. The lines that Shakespeare spake, the faith and morals hold, which Milton held, appear in It is not to be through though of that flawed sonnet. The name of the cottage of Michael is The Evening Star. अगर वीडियो पसंद आ रही है तो लाइक करेंगे, कमेंट करेंगे, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब जरूर करें. हम विलियम वर्ड्सवर्थ से संबंधित पॉइंटों को डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. वीडियो अगर थोड़ी सी भी आपको हेल्पफुल लग रही है तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब जरूर करेंगे और मुझे सपोर्ट करेंगे जिससे कि मैं इससे भी बेटर वीडियो आपके लिए डाल सकूं. विलियम वर्ड्सवर्थ लिव्ड फॉर 50 years among the Cumberland Delsmen. Which of the following? Michael, Resolution and Independence. It is a beauteous evening and Independence. It is beauteous evening and the May Queen is not by Wordsworth. The May Queen. Wordsworth published descriptive sketch and evening walking in February 1793. Wordsworth's poem mostly deals with humble and rustic life. The Solitary Reaper was composed after a tour of Scotland in 1805 and published in 1807. The Solitary Reaper was singing in its Gaelic language. Tintanabe is dramatic lyric. A perfect woman, nobly planned to warn, to comfort and command, and yet a spirit still and bright, with something of an angel light. These lines are from She Was a Phantom of Delight. अगर आपको वीडियो पसंद आए और हेल्पफुल लगे तो आप चैनल को सब्सक्राइब जरूर करें. Her eyes as a star of twilight fair, like twilight to her dusky hair. These lines are from the poem She Was a Phantom of Delight. They are about Mary Hutchinson. William Wordsworth was in 1791 in France, where he was a witness to middle stage, the French Revolution. She gave me eyes, she gave me eyes, she gave me ears and humble care and delicate fear, a heart that fountain of sweet tears and love and hope and joy. These lines are in reference to Dorothy Wordsworth. ये भी एग्ज़ाम में आई हैं और आपको यूज़फुल रहेंगी, तो चैनल को ज़रूर लाइक सब्सक्राइब करें। द एक्सकर्शन डेटेड 1814 mark the beginning of the decline of Wordsworth poetic genius. This will never do. Who made this comment about excursion? तो जेफरी ने कहा था। In the poem, she was a phantom of delight. Wordsworth celebrated his wife Mary Hutchinson. But she is in her grave and oh, the different to me. These lines appearance, she dwelt among the untrodden ways. She dwelt among the untrodden ways, strange fit of passion have I known, a slumber did my spirit seal, and 3 years she grew in a sun and shower are the 4 poems of the Wordsworth Lucy poems. One poem was added later in 1801 which was ये थी I traveled among unknown men. अगर वीडियो पसंद आ रही है, आपको यूज़फुल है, तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और कमेंट करें किस तरीके की वीडियो चाहते हैं। अगर आपको वीडियो हेल्पफुल रही है तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करेंगे और किस तरीके की वीडियो चाहते हैं तो कमेंट बॉक्स में कमेंट करेंगे। थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग माय वीडियो।